Almost exactly a year ago, Donald Trump pardoned the Navy SEAL Eddie Gallagher. And military people at the time told us that while the president is the commander in chief and you want him supporting military people, when you support people who do really bad things, it's bad for the military. The president has now pardoned 4 Blackwater contractors, not members of the American military, but contracted to the American military for crimes they committed in 2007 in Iraq. The murders they're accused of are heinous.
Yeah, they are. I mean, the commander-in-chief is supposed to set the tone for our military. It starts from the top. I learned this as an Army Ranger in Iraq and Afghanistan, that the foundation of leadership is leadership by example. You set the tone and the tenor. And we have men and women around the world right now who are executing U.S. foreign policy, defending our nation, on the tip of the spear of our national security. And we're telling them to abide by international laws and norms, to abide by U.S. laws, to execute their duties with morality and with ethics. And you have a commander-in-chief that's actually sending the exact opposite message, that if you abuse those things, if you disregard international law and norms and ethics, that in his eyes and his world, that's okay. It's an exceptionally dangerous message. And it's one that we're going to have to embark on a repair job over the next couple of years to have better leadership at every level within the military to say this is not okay. We're going to have a reset on January 20th to kind of rebuild some of our norms and traditions that are so critical to defending our nation.
Yeah, and it's mixed messages. If you're a man or a woman who wears the uniform of the United States or you're a veteran, the president at various times has called people losers and wondered what their motivation is for going to fight on the part of the country. So he's not coming out on the right side of either side of this with the military, and yet he fancies himself a champion of the military.
Yeah, he does. I mean, again, that's the story of Donald Trump. You know, he is incapable of loyalty to anything other than himself, whether it's our servicemen and women, whether it's the way he is embarked on these pardons, whether it's using hundreds of millions of dollars of national security funds to actually coerce an ally at war to help him win a political campaign. Over and over, it's all about Donald Trump. I'm glad it's going to end on January 20th, but the message that he sent and the danger of this stuff becoming normal is a very real danger. And I think we have to send a message to the American people that none of this is okay. This is not okay. It wasn't okay prior to 2016. It's not okay right now. We have to make sure that we're getting folks in place that can actually push back on this and reset those norms to where they have been prior to 2016 and the Trump era, so we can actually engage in this rebuilding of our country.